Oh, oops. I didn't mean to cut it off that fast.
What a wonderful Wednesday.
Whoopsie. Hey, what's going on?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Had a little bit of technical difficulty today. I guess we was still on vacation, child. I don't know what happened. I had to log into everything. They forgot everything. It was acting like I wasn't who I said I was.
It was like, hold on, you in Denmark right now.
A word.
I thought you in New York type shit.
Like ridiculous, but that came out of nowhere. But yeah, Happy New Year. What's going on?
Everything is going, a unique turn of events at the turn of the year. That's all I'll say, but I'll get into that a little bit more.
Okay. Well, I mean, fuck it. Hop right into it. What's your thorn of the week?
Well, my thorn of the week. Back on the unemployment line temporarily.
Damn. What happened?
My previous man is a bitch ass nigga. That's why.
Yikes.
That's all it is, and it was based. I saw the writing on the wall. It was like I was tired of being there and shit. So I was like, fuck it. At that point, it was like there's no upward mobility for me. So it's like, and I was planning on my exit either way. He just accelerated for me, So
I mean, sometimes it happens like that because we like to say that we about to do something and all of that, and it's like, well, if you was about to do it, why you ain't just do it? Why is there a half step? Like if you gonna leave, leave. If you're gonna, what I mean, move on. But it does suck when somebody forces your hand. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the process of getting my ducks in a row, but again, my manager wanted to be a bitch ass nigga.
Yanks.
And make that decision, but that's his loss at the end of the day.
Period.
But it's a part 2 of the thorn too. Mother was hospitalized and all that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been a thing because my dad, I found out, was in a hospital. I found out from my younger brother because my older brother had sent like some happy holidays text messages, and in true middle child fashion, I was very late to the group chat. Yeah. So when I did finally respond, my younger brother gave me the bad news that my dad was back in the hospital. Yeah, I mean, he's out now, and he has like a follow-up in like February or something going on or whatever. And, we'll see what it is with that. But yeah, I just feel like we're at that age where our parents they're old.
Yeah,
they're freaking old.
Yeah, spooky times. It's like shit. Like you got a adult, and then that prospect's in the back of your mind that parent's no longer gonna be here or something.
Yeah, that's a fact. Unfortunately, I mean, it was getting to me that the last few times that I have seen him, it has been in a medical facility. One of the more recent times he was at the rehab after his second stroke. Another time I had to take him to the doctor to get a stent put in his leg, and now this time his I think they said something about his kidneys were compromised because he wasn't eating properly, so they had to put him on fluids and get him back on track. So it's just like, yeah, every time I see you, it's some whack shit going on, and it's just really unfortunate that this is where we are now. We're at that point where our parents are, mortality is a very real thing. So it's very unfortunate, but
yeah, it's hard to see that decline and deterioration and all that,
Yeah, I could definitely see that being whack.
Yeah.
Well, what is your thorn of the week?
Or rose of the week.
Oh, yeah, rose of the week.
Thankfully, she wasn't there for too long. She came back. They found what it was. Gave her the medication she needs. Okay. I'm not too much of a fan of it, but it's like she's home at least.
I was about to say, have you looked into any holistic treatment? I need to get my book back from my homegirl. Actually, I'm going to ask her to bring it when we go to dinner on Friday. I need my book back.
No, but like, I've been doing holistic. At this point, I got basically holistic and, medic pills and stuff like that, unfortunately. It's basically all hands on deck at this point in her life. Yeah. And then and I would say part 2 to my rose is I just laid out my plans to get myself back on my feet in light of losing this job. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that works. I mean, listen, whatever you gotta do it. At this point, it's kind of just like, you gotta make it make sense for you. Like, stop going out of your way for these jobs. And this goes for everybody. Like, I have a lot of people on my LinkedIn that are, open to work, looking for jobs and all of the good things. And it's just one of them things where it's like, you gotta do for you. These jobs really don't care. Like, they will turn on you in the drop of a dime. I've had a job turn on me because they had cheaper labor overseas. Sounds familiar. I've had friends lose jobs because they were just there to help get people up to snuff. Like, yeah, we're in this sticky situation. We're being audited, or, we're out of compliance. And so we need you to help come patch us back up and get us back rolling. And then once you do, they're like, all right, thank you. And then they send you on your way. So it's just these companies, they show people time and time and time again just how quote unquote expendable you are. So you definitely got to look out for you. Get everything you can on the front end. Me personally, I can't see myself doing contract gig work, anything like that anymore, just because y'all not finna play with me. And what I'm about to ask for as far as money to do gig work, either y'all gonna have to pay up or get out my face. Like, it is what it is at this point in time, because y'all not gonna keep playing with people time and people top like that. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. It's like, I don't do contract work. It's like, unless it's a good paying salary, and also like there's a possible upward mobility. That's a gamble you basically got to take sometimes. Sometimes you do succeed at that. Other times they get rid of you on some lame shit.
I mean, I don't even necessarily know, because I haven't really seen too many people on the contract and I've seen it one time. I want to say it. One of my, more recent contracts, one of the guys who was like the lead for the project I was on, I saw him get hired directly, like right within the beginning of the contract, but he had already been with the company for a few years. Yeah. So he was already there under a long-term contract, and then a space finally opened up, and then they snatched him up or whatever. But I mean, I think I still may have a copy of his resume. I gotta go look at it again to see exactly what was on there. But yeah, I think he had left it because I ended up at his old desk, so that's how I ended up getting a copy of his resume. And I just was like, "Is this easy?" Because I know, like, his resume wasn't formatted. It wasn't, all of the things that they told us our resumes had to be. His resume looked very basic, but I do have to go back for the content of what was on there and like what the skill sets were. Yeah. Because it's like, they'll tell you anything. One minute they tell you, oh, it's because you're not ATS formatted. And then another time they'll tell you, oh, it's because you didn't use, AI friendly language. And then another time they'll tell you it's because you sounded too much like AI. Like, they always make up some reason for why jobs are or applications are being denied, resumes are being denied from applications, when it's really just, be honest, the jobs don't fucking exist. Like, they don't be there.
You know what's funny? I was getting all that while I was working with this previous job. Now I'm getting fucking calls once I said I'm not working right now. But it's ridiculous.
I think it's all BS. Like, I know for a fact there's one job that they got me. Like, they got me. My identity is somewhere floating out in the ether. They done used my documents to make somebody fake papers to come here from India. Like, I just know for a fact that they scammed me, because it made no sense why I did so much. I did an interview, I did a screening, I did a case study. They asked me for my ID, to sign this, to sign that, just for them to like literally ghost me after getting all of that paperwork. And I just was like, whoa, what is happening? And I think that was the last time. Like, I don't, and this is no tea, no shade. Wait, where's my signs? Oh, they too far from me right now. But no tea, no shade. But this is why I'm not really trusting a lot of these Indian. Like, I used to be locked in with the Indian companies. Don't get it twisted. I used to be like this with the Indian company. Shout out Brute Force and shout out Ovation. But recently, a lot of these Indian ran tech staffing companies, y'all be on some BS, and I'm not here for it. Stop linking me on LinkedIn. Stop trying to get me to join your WhatsApp group. Stop trying to, con me into paying for your training course that's not going to be worth much of nothing. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. Especially since I know you giving it to your peoples for free. Because I know for a fact that y'all not paying for it amongst each other. Y'all are helping each other out. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not, because I'm not about to. Because y'all not about to make me sound racist today, just because y'all want to be on foolishness. I'm not doing it.
I was gonna say, you ever read the book "Death of a Salesman"?
No.
It's an old ass book. It's basically about how like the job market is, how they just how employers don't give a fuck about you, and basically like they'll like you could be at a job for so many years and shit. And then you get nothing in return. They just put you to the side, pretty much.
I mean, it's been like that for a minute. I've watched them do it to my mom. Like, my mother was with one company for my whole life. Like, she started working there when I was 1 year old, and during the pandemic, they just tossed her to the side, and it was very tragic. And I just can't see that happening to me. So I want to make better choices. I want to do things differently. And I'm just not having it. And then again, it's not necessarily these companies' fault, because there's people who let them get away with it. There's people who let them
get away with it, because like it's only this system's geared towards the employer, pretty much. Not
even just the government though, but it's like, and this is also gonna sound maybe a little racist, maybe a little, you know what I mean? But a lot of it is men of color, whether that's Latino, whether that's African, whether that's Black American, like whether that's Caribbean. A lot of men of color allow these jobs to do the things. Asian, because yellow is a color, no shade. But just seeing what a lot of men of color will accept in those spaces allows them to get away with it in a way that if they all got on one accord and was like, nah, we not letting y'all do this to us, things would change. But the fact of the matter is there's always going to be somebody willing to do it for less because they just want the opportunity. And that's the way that the whole system is rigged, is that as long as somebody thinks that this is a come up, the corporate they trying to get me. The corporations are always going to try to get away with it.
That's why most corporations are against like unions and shit like that, because it kind of restrains their power and shit. There'd be somebody saying like, nah, you're not gonna do them like that. We're gonna have a hearing about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine like if every job literally had that. Imagine if the U.S. was like every other developing country in the world that does that for their
But when I was growing up, I feel like there were unions for just about everything. Like my mom, I feel like was a part of a union back in the day. I don't know what happened to it. It kind of just disappeared.
A lot of them are downsizing, because funny thing, I was speaking to my mom's former coworker, because my mom worked at a union. Well, it was DC 1707. But like her coworker was telling me like all the major like unions in the city is consolidated to DC 37 and stuff like that.
Like, so what was hers? I think hers was like Local 808. What was they? Okay, professional and technical employee. Yeah, so like hers was specific to people who worked in like businesses, offices, corporations, blah, blah, blah. So Local 808 was the one that she was a part of, but I hadn't seen or heard from them since, I want to say,
they probably got absorbed.
When I was in high school. I think by the time I was in high school, it was over.
Wait, why is this Rhode Island? Shouldn't it be New York? Yeah, look up Local 808 NYC.
Let me see. Because I remember that because she used to have, she used to have hats and pens and...
I had DC 1707.
Okay, yeah. So building service workers, because she worked for a housing development. So yeah, so people who work in Metro North workers and building service workers in New York Metro North workers maintain tracks And okay, yeah. So Stuyvesant Town, that company owns the same company that she used to work for, or like they are part, or they're under the same umbrella, so to speak.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, but I haven't seen them. Yeah, like since I'm in high school, I haven't really heard her mention them. But yeah, so unions used to be a thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, because a lot of, because like I said, a lot of governments dismantled the right to have a union and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's why I say like Republicans are union busters, just for that specific reason.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, good old capitalism. So a lot has happened since the last time we were here. The holidays came and went. New Year's came and went.
Flu came and went. Whatever we had.
Yeah.
Might have been like a variant of COVID that we may not know about, but yeah, that's some other shit.
First thing, are you freaking kidding me? I don't know what
the password is there. It's just login. You good?
I'm really gonna lose it. Like, I'm gonna lose it.
Not now. I was helping him out there. But I guess.
Because it's like, I know I haven't used this computer in a while, but Jace, please. Can't take it. Oh, I found this to be interesting. I think I saved this last night.
Opinion.
That's crazy. I had a discussion about
I
this
think
too.
that black excellence is classism in a costume.
Ooh.
Expound on that one. I think that when people say black excellence, I think it's a dog whistle for people who are able to afford premium education, for people who are able to cross over into mainstream non-black audiences, and for people who accumulate a lot of wealth. You rarely hear black excellence being extended to people who are just everyday people who are doing well by the community around them. That's rare. And so when I see people talk about black excellence, I'm just like, just say what you really mean. This person is on Forbes billionaires list. Like, just say that.
Well, listen, I know we're going to have some folks that will be running to the comments. You might get a few phone calls.
What would your black excellence brunch involve?
Well, first of all, I don't really like doing group brunches. Let's start there. I think that black excellence is being able to put your kids through college when you're working 3 jobs. You know what I mean? And you're coming from an area of like being disenfranchised and having the odds stacked against you and being able to sort of like persevere through like all of these challenges. Not to say like this person is now like, you know, doing something that's going to catch headlines, but it's like you're making a difference in one person's life. So I think that black excellence could be a great opportunity to talk about how people are having everyday wins.
So that was interesting.
That's the homie was cooking though. No offense.
And you know, I do find it to be very disheartening that it had to be someone of the community to say that, the Ligga Bigga Tigga community to be exact, to say that, because I do believe that people tend to want to ignore those kinds of people and the points that they bring up because they make it so easy. They make it so that it's easy to dismiss them. I think that's why calling someone gay or calling someone liberal or calling someone a feminist, like it just gives you a reason to dismiss the things that they're saying, even if they're valid. And I too do find fault with the quote unquote viral representation of black excellence. Like, I know black excellence to be what it is that he mentioned. Like, I know black excellence to be, you know, started from the bottom, now we here. But I do come into contact a lot with people who may have been a little more affluent, may have had a little bit more privilege, a little bit more access. And then to hear them want to co-opt black excellence into meaning something, and it's just like, not everybody has access to that.
I mean, there was a common denominator and all that. It's basically capitalism to black people is a gift and a curse. And then he basically described that whole statement right there.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Because I consistently get into these like debates, arguments, back and forths with people, and have to constantly remind them to like check your privilege. Like y'all are talking about things from a very privileged position.
You may not know about. You know,
But it's not even that you may not know about. It's so apparent. Like you knew the kid in high school who was barely hanging on by a freaking thread, barely making it to school, barely able to take their classes and succeed. Like you know that you weren't having to wake up at the ass crack of dawn to make it to school for 7:30 because they're serving breakfast and that's the only way that you're going to be able to eat for the like you know what that is. Like you know you're a different level. Like everybody had, or maybe not everybody, because I didn't necessarily have like cousins like that was living in poverty, but I had neighbors, I had childhood friends, I had people in my building. Like there's people who live right upstairs from me, right around the corner from me, right across the hall from me that didn't have the things that I had. And I had to check my privilege just of being someone who doesn't have a learning disorder or doesn't have a learning disorder that obstructs them from being able to learn.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Like
even I be, as much as I love calling people dumb, because these niggas be fucking dumb.
No, some people are dumb.
But even I have to check my privilege of like, well, not everybody is able to pattern recognize like you, or not everybody is able to grasp certain concepts like you. Not everybody is able to, do their homework the period before class and get a 90 on it. Like not everybody is able to do that. So even in that, I have to extend a certain level of grace and understanding. And I think that doesn't come from a lot of black people. Like I already told y'all how I feel about the black bootstrappers.
Bruh.
I'm not here for the black bootstrappers. And I just heard somebody the other day on TikTok Live talk about how racism don't exist and racism isn't real. Mind you, this person ain't never worked in a corporate building, ain't never been in nobody's office, had to wear nobody khakis, nobody chinos, ain't never had to do none of that. Ain't never worked the job amongst white people yet, or amongst affluent white people, because you could work amongst some poor whites for sure. I mean, they hire everybody at them Amazon warehouses, so I'm sure you probably were around some poor white people. But for folks to be talking about some anti-intellectualism, anti-racism don't exist, and black people is the only thing holding them back, I don't got time for none of that. So I thought it was very interesting. I do want to go to the comments because I want to see what other people thought. Chef Cream, I follow her. She says it's very it's elitist and anti-black. I won't be expounding the end. It is very elitist. It is very elitist. Black excellence often feels like it's measured through a white classist lens.
Yes.
Sometimes, absolutely, especially with them Jack and Jill people, debutantes and cotillions, all of that. Absolutely, the boule, yeah, all of that shit. The definitely. Yes, that is very, very, very elitist and classist. It's not about classism, it's about achievement. Sure. And you believe that America is a meritocracy.
I mean,
sure.
Clearly it's been proven it's not the case.
Sure. Achievement based on what? Often capital accomplishments. Exactly. Shaking the table. Been talking about this for a minute because I hate it. I give out black excellence to anyone out there thriving. The workers at Planet Fitness, the men and women at the Coffee Bean, the Tiana Taylors of the world, my mother and myself. Black excellence is for black people who are here and aren't giving up. We see you. I mean, I don't know if I'm giving it to the Planet Fitness workers.
Bruh.
I mean,
why? What's your beef with them?
It ain't a beef, but well, maybe it's just my location. But my Planet Fitness is filled with little kids. Like they're all like,
Golden Corral kids and shit, TikTokers.
Right. Lots of Gen Z. Lots of Gen Z, lots of cell phones at the desk, lots of, pretending to wipe stuff down, but not really. So that's why I bring my own wipes, because I don't know what's in that purple mystery bottle anyway, and you not even wiping it down to the best of your ability. So no thank you.
I haven't been there in a minute.
Yeah, it's some random purple liquid. Like, it don't smell like Fabuloso, but it looks like watered down Fabuloso, but it doesn't have a smell. It doesn't have a nothing. Like I don't know what it is. Like
Probably corporate issued.
Probably, but it's like it don't smell like an alcohol. It doesn't smell like a cleaner. Like I don't know what it is. It could just be food coloring in water for all I fucking know. But I know I go with my own wipes because they not doing a good job anyway. But let me carry on. You're making a difference in one person's life, at least one. Everything matters. The clapping emoji. This reminds me when Preston Mitchell said that on Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Oh yeah, that was a big thing with the who was it? Ralph Lauren did a ad campaign. Yeah. About the black people who go to Martha's Vineyard. And granted, I have a cousin, my uncle's son, his mother's side, they tend to do Martha's Vineyard because they're up in Boston. So they tend to do Martha's Vineyard. Like I do remember growing up that he would spend time with them out there, but they weren't bougie. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm not here to put their business out there, but just, you know, by the way they was living, they was not black bourgeoisie. They just happened to be black people who went to Martha's Vineyard. So I never really got that, like...
So it was going down to earth with it.
Yeah, like, they gave more Inkwell than they did Hamptons. Have you ever seen that movie?
Inkwell?
Yeah.
Who's in it?
Lorenz Tate.
How old is the movie?
It's very old.
Inkwell.
The Inkwell, yeah.
Wait, isn't the one with Jada Pinkett Smith in it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, she was in it. Jada Pinkett Smith. That's when he was a virgin and shit.
Okay, why don't I remember her? Damn, do I remember the movie?
Oh, that's what that movie's about? Okay. Because I haven't seen that shit in years, so it's
do I remember the movie? Because why don't I remember she was in there?
Yeah, she was in it. Like, that was his love interest, but she played him, and then he ended up losing his V card, I think, to an older woman, which is crazy.
Now I gotta go watch the Inkwell.
Bruh. I mean, I'll find a way to say.
But it gave more that than, you know, we're going with our cardigans and our Sperry's and our polo. Like they didn't give that, and I'm not saying that in a bad way.
Oh shit, Morris Chestnut was in there too. That's crazy. I forgot he was in that.
So yeah, but yeah, I saw that last night and I just had to save it because it was too good not to. There has been actual stuff happening, like Zoran got sworn in, and within his first week of being in office, he was able to get what is it? Free childcare for all. Free childcare in a week of being off. And this is why I cannot stand when black men get on certain platforms yapping and bumping they fucking gums about stuff, because it's like Eric Adams had mad time in office and all he managed to do was destroy some motorbikes and some mopeds and make everybody get garbage bins to get rid of rats. And I will say I haven't really seen rats in the same capacity that I used to. I will give him that. But I am also not in those same areas where there used to be rats all the time. Like now it's, I guess, only relegated to like if there's like big construction projects, you might see some. But like as far as just walking in the middle of the night in Manhattan or out and about in the Bronx, you don't really see rats just parlaying and carrying on. But still, like, that's your claim to fame, is freaking garbage bins, rats, and destroying some scooty bikes. But this man made it to where people who you're forcing to work, you're forcing people to have to work.
And he funded the police rather than defunding.
Oh, yeah, and there was that. Because I did see that.
The way he ran.
He increased their budget crazy. I went to that exhibit in Soho. Yeah, I seen it. He gave them like $10 million or something crazy. It was like a ridiculous amount, like the highest budget they had ever had in damn near the history of New York. It was nuts. But
he brought back stop and frisk too with and also solitary confinement in Rikers. But I think Zoran basically rolled all of his orders back, dating back from September of last year, 2024.
Period. So Zoran came in and he, you know what I mean, he's getting shit done.
Also, I wanted to add about black people criticizing or hating on him and shit. I just want to bring these stats up, these voting stats real quick. 83% of young black voters supported him. Black voters under 50 supported him. 70% of them supported him, and then people over 50 was 36%. But that makes sense.
Yeah, this was from
It all.
his.
We will, in the words of Jason Terrence Phillips,
Period.
better known as Jadakiss or Jay to the Moi, be outside.
Period.
Because this is a government of New York, by New York, and for New York.
Rapper
and throughout it all, we will.
Rap, right?
I heard. He had one of his Indian homies come out and perform.
His debate style is very battle rapper-esque.
They was turning it up out there. They was turning it up out there. It was lit. I don't know what the hell that means.
Sound like he's shouting out 5 barrels and shit. That's what it sound like to me.
Yo, New York, get the fuck up. This nigga done backed out the How Loud Jadakiss.
Nigga said How Loud Jadakiss.
Real rights, I'm not fucking playing. That's How Loud Jadakiss. Do y'all get what I'm saying? He said, Historia, caria. He said he went through the whole fucking boroughs, but listen, New York, we might be in trouble. Our last mayor came into the fucking office partying, and this motherfucking, this new mayor came into the office with his own record label. This nigga got in office and backed out his own artist. How Loud Jadakiss. First track is Where We At. He mentioned featuring all 5 barrels. I don't know what the fuck is going on. The nigga quoted Jadakiss, then backed out How Loud Jadakiss. Yes, bro. Yes, he said Brooklyn. He didn't even say Harlem. He said Manhattan. That's how I know we in trouble, nigga. How Loud Jadakiss. Go download.
But yeah, so it's been real. It's been real. So I'm very excited to see what he does. I want to see how, you know what I mean, he turns it up.
And I like how he's using like media for his like agenda and shit.
Because how could you, like, we are no longer able to run from it. Media is everywhere. Like, you can't, there's no longer a separation between news media, social media, whatever. Like, everything is all in one because you get everything in the same place. Everything is on Twitter, everything is on YouTube, everything is on TikTok, everything is on Instagram. Everybody is all mixing and mingling. So it would only make sense to use these things, these tools, to the best of your ability. And they also keep you very accountable when you are, well, it's supposed to keep you accountable when you are doing the fuck shit. Because I can't seem to wrap my head around how Republicans, MAGA, whatever you want to call them, how they're able to get away with lying in 4K over and over and over and over again, and no one holds them accountable.
I mean, because their biggest donors are corporate and media at this point. It's corporate media, so they're gonna give them softball questions. Same with Democrats, but more so Republicans because of Fox News.
It's
and
not even
CBS.
just that. It's everything. It's like it's the president saying he's not interested in oil in Venezuela and he's not interested in this, and you have him on camera saying these things, and then months later, weeks later, days later, you get him on camera again saying the complete opposite, and nobody brings it up to say, oh, what about this clip right here? Like, did you not? So when you said this, what did you mean? Nobody addresses it.
That's the failure.
It's very strange. It's very strange to me.
It's kind of by design, but it's also it's a failure on media, but they're kind of complicit. Like I said, you know, because it's
not even media. It's the people who support him. the American people, the constituents, the voters, how is it that you can see a clip of him today saying A and then a clip of him tomorrow saying B, and you pretend like he never said A and you never saw it and it was never happening? Like, how does your brain allow you?
Oh, there's two things. They agree with him. They either agree with him or they're just fucking stupid. It's one or the other or both.
Well, no, I'm leaning more towards they're stupid. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to make this a theory or a study, but I mean, I don't even know if it needs to be studied. It's already been proven. Like, majority of the population is dumb. Most people, I mean, I originally had this thought about men, but I'm gonna extend it to most people are stupid. Some people are smart, and few people are intelligent. Because the people who are quote unquote smart, those are the ones who, like, they know how to use a word, but they don't know what the word means. Like, they know the context that you're supposed to use this word. They know the instances in which this word, is supposed to be used. But if you ask them the definition of the word, they can't tell you. Mm-hmm. It's like how people say, oh, you took me out of context. And it's like, no, nobody took you out of context. They just didn't play the whole thing because it wasn't necessary. But you know that when you're quote unquote misunderstood or you're not being represented in the right light, this is the thing that you say is, I'm being taken out of context, but you don't actually know what it means to be taken out of context. So I do believe that a lot of people are smart. They fall in that realm where they've watched people and they've studied people enough to know, okay, this is what happens when you act like this. This is what happens when this happens. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to pretend to be sad. I'm supposed to pretend to da-da-da. Like, most people can maneuver that way, but far more people are dumb. Far, far, far more people are just dumb. They just don't get it. And it sucks.
I'm gonna say Latinos are dumb as fuck.
I mean, that ain't for me to say.
It's definitely for me to say. But let's continue though.
I mean, but I can't. I cannot. But actually, do I have anything with them? 'Cause again, like I said, I just have so much stuff saved. I think we were talking about this earlier.
Great millennial career crisis. I saw another creator say this and I was like, yeah, I think that is 100% because of the fact that we were all sold a version of success that literally doesn't exist anymore. We're told, go to school, pick a responsible career, work hard, you're going to get a good job. If you climb the ladder, you'll definitely be rewarded. Buy a house, get married, have the kids, and then you're going to feel fulfilled. And I recently started sharing on here and with some of my friends that I'm attempting to career pivot at 35 and start completely over. And so many people were like, yeah, I'm so burned out, or I'm bored, I'm unfulfilled, I'm questioning my entire identity right now. And I don't think it has anything to do with this idea of laziness, or we're a less hardworking or less grateful generation than our parents. We entered the workforce during recessions, during all of the student loan craziness, during rising costs of literally everything. And now technology is taking out like entire job markets. So I think so many of us are realizing that our parents' dream isn't ours. It's not even real anymore. I think a lot of us value freedom, flexibility, meaning. So I think it makes sense that so many of us are seeking to pivot careers and to start over and to figure out what success even means for us. So I guess I just wanted to post this because if you're having those thoughts, like, this can't be it. Also, I certainly don't have all the answers, but I will be sharing here my own attempt to pivot at 35, the lessons I'm learning being career confused, and maybe just by talking about this more, we'll all feel a little less alone and a little less crazy. I think we're going through the great.
So this post came on the heels of me logging back into my LinkedIn, me catching up with like some old high school and college friends, and like just noticing that a lot of them, like I have my spectrum of like my network. It's like I have friends who have been with the same company for, like, I have one friend who I do believe he may have been with his company for 20 years or going on 20 years at this point, because he started at 18. He started at 18 because he was a teen dad. So he started working for this company back when we were still in high school. And he's been with them ever since. And he's worked his way all the way up to VP. Shout out to you, Eric.
VP?
Yeah, he's VP of like marketing or something or other. So shout out to you. You did that.
Hand for that one.
Yeah, you did that for sure. But there's people like him. There's people like, I have another friend who's been at Google since we've left college. And, other friends who've been at their companies for, going on some pretty substantial amount of years. But then I also have friends who, they were working in one lane and they said, you know what, I'm going to go to school for something completely different. My homegirl, Leia, she for the longest was a cordon bleu graduated chef, was working in all of these. She was at some casino upstate New York at one point in time, was working in some other kitchen somewhere else in Georgia, was doing all of this culinary whatever, started making all vegan stuff when she found out she had a whole bunch of allergies, and started her own catering business where all of her stuff is organic, vegan, egg-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, all of that free and all of that. Shorty woke up one day and was like, I'm gonna go to law school. And so now she just finished her second bachelor's
How long did it take her?
in legal studies, something or other legal studies, and now she's getting ready to take the the LSATs, the GR, whatever the hell it is you got to do to get into law school. I think it's LSATs. But yeah, she's getting ready to take that and go to law school. So it's just like I see it all across the board. Like people are just like, nah, this ain't it. Like being at one company, you don't get valued, you don't get the benefits. They feel like they could do you dirty at any given time. You see people come in after you and get promoted over you and all type of stuff. It just be ridiculous. And it's just like, yeah, nobody's sticking around for that. And again, that's contributing to a terrible system, because the more jobs treat people like that, the more people are going to treat the jobs like that, which is then going to also make the jobs treat people like that. So it becomes a cycle. Like, it's like when everybody was joking around, well, some people were joking, but during the pandemic, when everybody was, doing content about how they in their robe all day, or they laying in the bed cooking, or they doing this, or they doing that, and blah, blah. You thought these companies wasn't looking at that and be like, oh, so this is why I got to message you on Teams more than once? Is this the people that was taking flights with their laptops and they on the beach with hot spots and all type of shit? Yeah, y'all ruined it. Y'all freaking ruined it.
No lie, I did all that shit only for them to add me on. It was a contract, but I absolutely did nothing the first 8 months and shit until they was like, "Yo, you wanna?" I said, "How much you want as far as your salary goes? We're gonna add you on full time." I'm like, "Word? Throw this at me," and I'm down. And I'm like, "Oh, shit is lit."
Ridiculous. But it becomes a never-ending cycle, and I don't know what's gonna fix it, because now they're saying that when Gen Z becomes the new workforce, they're saying we're cooked.
Wait, aren't they already the workforce? Yeah.
Gen Z?
Yeah, they should be the workforce already.
How old is Gen Z?
Gen Z starts from like 98 or 99 or something like that. So anything after that. Oh, 97.
So they're 14 to 29.
Yeah, so I got a couple cousins around that age. So yeah, they in the workforce already. Fortunately, one of them voted for DJT and shit.
How much of the current workforce is Gen Z? So yeah, they only make 27% of the workforce right now.
2030, they'll be 30 to 31,
and that's when it's gonna be. They're saying this is when it's gonna be a problem. Is by 2030, 2035. Because they're saying once they get to a point where they replace millennials, then it's going to be a problem because a lot of them don't want to work regular jobs. A lot of them don't want to climb the corporate ladder. A lot of them don't want to work in infrastructure to keep everything afloat. They all want to be woo woo,
and I don't blame them little
content
niggas.
creators,
or crypto bros and shit, or finance bros.
Yeah, they want to do all of these, tech startup venture capitalists and meow meow, all of that shit. So it's gonna be rough. They're saying it's gonna be rough, and I'm not sure if we're ready for that. Like, I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to handle that because
I'm preparing myself for that shit. I'm going heavy into the market type shit, but.
So you want to be one of them? You can't beat them, so you want to join them?
Not join them, but I don't gotta be a finance bro. Finance bros are mostly stupid, but I'm only in it for the financial freedom. That's the sole benefit. But I'm still gonna be working and shit. But it's just I have that safety net there, to do what I want type shit.
Because it came up that there was a conversation that was being had about what was the. It was like, would you prefer a job that paid you $120K and was remote, or $240K but you went into the office every day?
I'll take the $120K.
So they were saying most millenniums would take the 240 and most Gen Z would take the 120.
And there's a reason why you take the 120 is because obviously you said the 240, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, of course, that's more money. Like, I see that. But, like...
Not just more money, twice as much money.
Twice as much. Okay, twice as much. With the 120, you can do a lot with that salary. So you can make your money work for you as well. Same as millennials, but the net benefit of having a great work-life balance and the opportunity of that, I don't think that's a bad thing. And I think you could live comfortably with 120 in New York, right?
I feel like probably, but I mean, I don't know because I feel like.
I mean, you're not gonna lose that social connection,
Like, I've worked some pretty extensive commuting jobs, and it was never. Maybe just because I was younger, maybe because I was in my 20s, it didn't bother me as much, and I haven't. Excuse me, really had a consistent commute to work in a while. So maybe I am just out of touch. Maybe I am just, not understanding what it is. But to me, it was never that bad. Like, from what I remember, it was never that bad. I've gone from, I was traveling from the Bronx to Fairfield, Connecticut, 2 hours every day. I did that for a significant amount of time. Then I had my commute. So it's like I started the furthest. And then I started inching my way closer and closer and closer and closer until I started working at home. So, like, Fairfield was one of my first jobs. And then I got a little closer. I went to Fide-Eye. And then I got a little closer. I was in Midtown. Then I got a little closer. And I was as close as Grand Central. So, that's like a 1, 2, 3, express ride. Yeah. And then after being in Grand Central, that's when I went to doing... the different locations, so I was just moving around Manhattan. Yeah. So it wasn't a consistent commute, and then after that is when I got remote. So again, I don't necessarily know, but I've heard it's anywhere from like $100 a day or $100 a week for some people to travel. If being lucky is $100 because there's people who park and ride. There's people who take Long Island Railroad, who take Metro North, who take New Jersey Transit. So those are also added on costs. So, I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I would do the 240.
So check this out. Well, to live comfortably in NYC as a single person, you generally need a salary between $112 to $139 annually. So I think both ain't necessarily wrong. But I do understand the 120 and being remote. That, like I said, that gives you more of a work-life balance, depending on what field you're in.
But where is, like, that's what I'm confused about, is where is the work-life balance lacking in commuting?
Like, you're commuting, you're focusing on work and stuff like that, and then it's like, it could be a lot to some people. I mean, me personally, it's like, I prefer the remote work because I get a lot more done like working remotely, like from a personal perspective, and then
A lot more like what?
I would say chores and stuff like that, and also like I said, since I'm into the market, I could do that on the side as well. And stuff like that, I can make money on this. I can make money on the side while having my main 9 to 5 right there in my home as soon as I wake up and go to my desk.
But then that's just dividing your attention between your work and this side thing when you can just work one job, make $240,000, and you don't have to spend all of that extra time side hustling. Shit, at $240,000, you can pay for your chores to get done. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean,
what work-life balance are you missing after a certain price point when you have enough money to pay for all of those other things? And I think that's a part of the point.
Oh, also like another thing too is like you get to go out with that type of schedule too, like more frequently. I would say. How
when most people don't live in most people don't live in Manhattan to where they get off of work or if or not that they don't get. What am I trying to say?
All right, go ahead.
Like, I find it difficult with my friends, like trying to find things to do because everybody it's less difficult because everybody works in the city. So all it ever takes is for us to be like, oh, we're meeting in this location because you already work there. If we all worked remote and we wanted to go do something downtown or we wanted to go do something in Brooklyn or Astoria or whatever, you're asking people to have to leave their home to then go out and do stuff, as opposed to if I'm already out, if I'm already at work, it's easy for me to hit that networking event. It's easy for me to hit that happy hour. It's easy for me to go meet up for dinner. It's convenient because I'm already outside.
I mean, but it also depends on the job that you do. It's like if your job doesn't require much and the work that you do is done, you could just schedule all that like ahead of time, if that makes sense.
I mean, I hear you talking, but where's the proof of concept?
Okay, for example, like my not this job, but like when I was working as a VTC operator, this AV shit, I ain't do shit at all. I ain't do much. All I did is like my daily checkups of my rooms and shit like that, check my tickets and all that, and I'm pretty much done after 12 p.m. and shit. And then I'm like, and I'll reach out to like my friends or whatever, like, yo, let's do something at 5. Let's go to Santiago's or something. Or let's go to this spot for happy hour. And then, boom, we'll schedule something just like that. But again, like you said, not everybody, that's not for everybody, but that's just my experience personally.
Right, but that proves the point that if you were working remote, you would not be accessible to do those things because, I don't know, it's just...
And also, you can go. I don't know. And also, with being remote, you can stay out as long as you can because you ain't really got to commute the next morning. That's another part. That's a big part of it.
But even on that commute, well, outside of the people who drive, I feel like even a part of that commute is like you sleep on a train. People sleep on the express bus. Like, that was one of my goals. I used to take the express bus home. I never used to take it to work. But that was like, I remember when I got to that point, I was like, damn, I made it. I'm an adult. I take the express bus.
Word, that was me 2 years ago.
From work. Like, this is a thing. But I never took it to work because I never wanted to get up that early. So I just rode it out on the train. But luckily, my stop is early enough to where I always got a seat.
Yeah.
So it was never a problem. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I am just interested to see what is going to happen because I've been hearing a lot about Gen Z and Gen Alpha and how they've been in school, how there's a lack of, critical thinking. A lot of them can't read. A lot of them.
It's George Bush's fault. He paid for his crimes.
A lot of them don't have like the social skills. They don't, because like even with millennials, like you had people who were dumb, but at least they learned like the social way to maneuver. Like that's one thing I will say. Like you could always like the nigga who knew he couldn't read. At least he knew to be charismatic to where teachers really didn't like
Or he knew math, at least.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, they knew something to kind of wiggle their way around it and, like, get around the fact of, like, you didn't realize until it was too late. Like, oh, this nigga can't read.
Bruh.
And this is like, oh.
Nah, I was the type of kid that would call niggas out for that shit. Like, at least I can read and say this sentence and shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I used to get into fights because of that shit. Because
That's
shit like
insane. Making fun of people because they can't read is mean.
No. Those are my rebuttals, of course.
That's mean.
I mean, it is because I used to get joked on, so you gotta return fire. Usually.
Return in kind.
Yes, exactly.
But I feel like it's something else. Damn, almost an hour already. I feel like it's something else that I'm not.
We not gonna talk about bitch ass Aiden Ross because I would love to.
What about him?
You didn't hear you didn't hear anything about it?
No. Let me see if I can search it. But fill me in. What happened?
So, what do you think about Aiden Ross so far from what you know?
I think he is. I think he's just an opportunist. I think he understands that there is power in being ignorant. You get a lot of followers, you get a lot of subscribers when you do certain things. And I think that because of white privilege, he's able to get away with it. And so he takes advantage of it to the fullest of extents.
All right. Fair enough. I think he's a piece of shit, but let me break that down for you. He's also Jewish, by the way.
Oh.
Let's keep that in mind. He was dick riding Kanye when he was saying all that bullshit about Jews. And he was co-signing that shit. He was also co-signing Nick Fuentes too and shit. He was like, oh, he's not bad at all. And this nigga don't know what fascism is. Can't even read it, basically. But the issue is, he was one of the, I don't know if you heard about like all the stuff, all the anti-Doechii hate saying that she's an industry plant and stuff like that.
Yes, I've heard that.
He's one of these dickheads that was pushing that. So you know her new song, Girl Get Up? She addressed it in there, right?
Okay.
Saying that like all these the industry plants talk is whack or whatever, basically saying like you sucking rap niggas dick from the back and shit, and what if the it girl was black and shit like that? He thought it was about him, but she was just generalizing, and she heard all the talk from everybody. It wasn't directly at him, but he made it about himself. So he went out of his way to say, basically call her out on her name and shit, calling her a dirty bitch and shit, industry plant, saying she's talentless and all that shit. And then what else happened? So a lot of people weren't feeling that. People in hip hop circles and shit. Like Glasses Malone, he was like, you need to chill the fuck out and stop talking down on this black woman and shit. I'm gonna have Crip niggas come for your niggas to check you and shit like that. Then he proceeded to act racist. He proceeded to be racist and shit like that. He was like, "Oh, don't you got your baby mamas to take care of?" And he has no kids, mind you. Glasses has no kids.
Oh.
So
fire out of Aiden Ross. Now street justice is bad. Now when a black man is standing up for a black woman, now people got something to say. Aiden Ross actively disrespected a black woman, calling her a piece of ish, saying that she got no talent. And Glasses Malone said, "I will F you up." And now people are talking, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Now when a black man is standing up for a black woman, it's not that serious. I want everybody to understand this. The campaign has not simply to separate black households. The campaign was always for black men and black women to lose respect for each other. Because if black men and black women lose respect for each other, shit like this can happen freely. They can disrespect the black woman. They can disrespect the black man, and nobody will stand up for each other because we are not united. Now listen to this clip and tell me how anti-black this is and exactly why he's in the place that he's in now.
I got threats online and I see them. I'm allowed to have my security take action to defend me. So if you threaten me online in a vivid threat saying you're going to kill me or you're going to do this to me or you're going to get me beat up, that's a threat. That's a threat. And I've already contacted the police about that. I'm not a street rapper. Why don't these guys go slide on their fucking ops, go slide for their people, and go after their ops?
So now you run to the cops. Now you're scared. Simple as that. Keep black women out of your mouth.
Also.
So now when somebody said they're going to smack fire out of Aiden Ross, now street justice is bad. Now when a black man is standing up for a black woman, now people got something to say. Aiden Ross actively disrespected a black woman, calling her a piece of ish, saying that she got no talent. And
So,
oh wow!
So
I only heard that he had lost some deals.
Yeah, because of that.
Because of all of this, and so they pulled some like brand deals and stuff like this that he.
And an NBA player allegedly pulled out from the stream and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason for the Doechii hate is because she's associated with Kendrick Lamar and Top Dog Entertainment, basically. So
I saw this one.
It's basically anti-black. It's basically anti-blackness, pretty much. And he also got a Rico with Drake right now, so I think you know about that too.
I do not. I am not versed.
Well, yeah, the stake. It was basically the users. It's like an online casino, so the users of stake are basically suing Stake, Aiden Ross, and
keep it real. He's filled out paperwork to come donate to $100,000 to a lot of the black small businesses in the ghetto system.
So he felt a way about it, like, yo, I gotta make this right, kind of.
No,
I've come into contact with Whack 100 on Clubhouse a couple of times.
He defended Aiden Ross.
He's a clown. Entertaining clown for sure.
He's an informant.
He's a clown.
Yeah, he defended Aiden Ross. Academics, Maul, bitch ass, defended Aiden Ross.
I think it's so crazy how people have. See, I feel the same way about Deezus and Mero. So I don't know if you've heard, but Mero just got deemed the new morning show host on Hot 97.
Yeah, I was watching
so shout out to him. I think that's perfect for him. That's exactly what he needs. I wish they would have given him a team, but he is very entertaining all by his lonesome, and I think he deserves something for himself. Like, we were introduced to him with Deezus and Mero, then from there he's gone on to do 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. He does the other one with them 2 other Spanish people.
Rodell's sister.
So he's always like in a group. So I do, appreciate him being on this journey on his own, and I am glad to see what comes of it. But I just wish that this would have been something that would have been dope for Deezus and Mero to kind of do for New York and be that next generation. But
could happen possibly, depending on like how well.
No, I feel like their friendship ended on a very sour note, because I do remember like the same way how Joe Budden, Maul, and Rory kind of broke up, and there's no signs of reconciliation, no signs of like just being able to amicably coexist. They've kind of cut ties. I feel the same of a Deezus and Mero. I don't think that they still send each other like happy holiday texts or shit like that. So I don't think that may happen, but it does make me just a little sad. Just a little sad.
With the Aiden Ross stuff, he basically says, I'm gonna stop talking about Doechii, and then he started talking about Anthony Fantano and shit.
Who is that?
He's a white dude that covers like music and hip hop and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So he basically said, Aiden basically said, oh, you said the N-word, blah blah blah, and then there's a YouTube video where he just straight cooks Aiden Ross, saying like, you would like me if I was hanging around Nick Fuentes or 6ix9ine and shit like that.
Yikes!
But yeah, it's pretty entertaining how he smoked them.
I mean, I don't know. I've aged out of the streamers and all of that, so Aiden was never really a thing. I do remember when no, it wasn't him. It was the Neon Kid that they let go to Breakfast Club, and I just was like, what is this? But I mean, sometimes you have to put these people in the forefront because you have to let them make a fool of themselves so that people can, in the hopes that people see it for themselves. Kind of like with all of this stuff going on with what's his name, Cam Newton, how Funky Friday was just like this fun, frivolous podcast, and then all of a sudden he started inviting all of these women on, and every time he invites a woman up there, they embarrass him. First it was Natalie Nunn, where she just came up there and trolled him for an hour plus, and he wasn't able to keep up. Then right behind that, you have Lady London going up there and just pointing out all of his inadequacies in the most ladylike of ways, and it's just sad. Like, it's just really, really sad. Like, giving these people these platforms to do foolishness and fuckery, it's gonna be the death of us.
Anti-intellectualism.
It's gonna be the death of us.
Also, and like hip hop needs to be kept from people like Aiden Ross and academics for sure. Cause
academics is so fucking embarrassing to be a Jamaican. Like, you're a terrible like, I know your parents. Either your parents don't know what you doing,
or they support that bullshit,
or they're just fuckery in its purest of forms. Because there's no way you have traditional Jamaican parents and they let you carry on and do the things that you do and all of this foolishness. You crying because Saucy Santana called you out. Like, what the fuck?
And he got called out for talking sexually to a 15-year-old and shit.
Yeah, I just gave myself a headache. Anything else?
Oh, we can move on to the next thing. Oh, unless we want to end it here.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I literally just gave myself a headache thinking about these stupid people. Honestly, like, I can't take it. I just cannot take it. It is so beyond me, the foolishness that these people engage in. But
yeah, you gotta reduce your internet intake, because it's like a lot of bullshit. Foolishness is going on, especially.
Oh my God! Listen, tell me about it. I find myself on TikTok live since I've quit Clubhouse. I've deleted it off my phone. Because it just got to a point where it was just so redundant, and then now I feel like it just spilled over into TikTok live, because now I'm starting to see people from Clubhouse on TikTok live. 2 people in particular, I keep running into them, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm tired of running into them, because to run into these 2 people lets me know that I'm doing something incorrect. And it's just this whole thing of like, it's just black men on the internet just yapping, saying any fucking thing. Some man earlier today was talking about, North Africa was occupied by the Dutch, and that's why. And I said, what year was this? He goes, 1871 to 1872. All it took was one Google search. They were never there. But he just speaks with such conviction. Why would Google tell you the truth? Why would Google? So then where did you get your information from?
Where's the source? Like, for real.
So then where did you get? Oh, I read it. Where did you read it? Then he starts talking about the Library of Congress. And he's like, yeah, if you go to the Library of Congress, you could get a book on. The Library of Congress is not a regular library. You cannot check a book out of the Library of Congress, you fucking idiot. I want to rip my eyebrows off of my face when these men say this stupid shit, and they just be like, and what they want to say is somebody on YouTube or somebody on TikTok, because that's the biggest thing. Like, women only want blah, blah, blah. Women only da-da-da. I said, so where did you hear this? Oh, wives get on the internet. Wives tell us all the time about how their husband lets them wear dental floss outside and how their husbands are. And I said, and who are these wives? Oh, women on TikTok. So you mean to tell me you let women on the internet who you can't verify, probably haven't tried to verify.
Probably a bot and shit, and you falling for the dumb shit.
And you're listening to them talk about how their husbands let them. And how do you know if they're married? And then it'd be like, so I'm not supposed to believe. No, you're not supposed to believe a random stranger with a faceless profile with no verifiable mutual friends tell you that they have a relationship of X amount of years. And granted, I'm not saying you're supposed to run around proving that you're married to everybody, but I just know that the married people in my actual real life, they're not on social media arguing with people on live streams.
Homie needs to log the fuck off, because what the fuck?
They're not doing it. They're living their married ass lives. Every married person I know, male, man, woman, whomever, they, them, he, she, z, zim, zer, whatever, they are not on anybody's panel arguing over should you go 50-50 or should you. They're not doing that. So if you're coming across all of these plethora of people, men and women, talk about, yeah, I'm married and I'm this and I'm that, and you don't see no evidence of a spouse on their page, you don't see no evidence of who they actually are on their page, but yet you're taking their experience as some
law
input to your theory of non-existence, you're fucking dumb.
Speaking of dumb,
bruh,
you're dumb.
While you was debating men on TikTok with these married women and shit, I was arguing with Latinos about current events in Venezuela and shit like that. And then like some of them supported. I'm like, you dumb. I mean, they support Trump too. These are the Trump supporters that supporting this shit like that, or whatever. So it's like I'm arguing. I'm like, this is not a good thing. Like Venezuelans are still gonna get deported, and they gotta go back over there, and this is gonna create a refugee crisis. So where the fuck them motherfuckers is gonna go?
Well, see now, this is where I am a little conflicted because and this is gonna be the last thing. I did see this and it made me feel like,
That's what needs to be done. Not to U.S. Not to people that are
Country, you are not from the country. Don't be stupid. You are not from my country.
Okay, I know exactly what that is. Well, let me preface this first.
so apparently some black men wanting to be, all kumbaya solidarity. And them Venezuelans proceeded to want to tell him how he's a nigga.
Now, in this context, I probably understand why.
And I don't know, because
I'm not going to... I ain't going to defend Venezuelan. I'm just going to say this. From what I'm reading in this situation, the black man sound like he's pro-Venezuelan government and Maduro and shit. And the other dude is anti-Maduro. He is justified, but it doesn't justify his racism at all. Because that shit is fucking stupid.
So because we don't agree politically, you can call me a racial slur?
No, it's not justified at all. Fuck no. That motherfucker's ignorant, basically. So he wasn't justified calling him out his name like that. But it's what I'm saying. Some Latinos are ignorant to the other side to other people's perspectives on shit. And I understand, and I totally understand and empathize how Venezuelans feel about that country and shit. But don't be so fucking stubborn and look at other people's perspectives and shit. Because Cubans are like that as well.
Well, I mean, 47 said Cuba next on the list, so I don't know.
I'm going to say this. It's not going to happen.
I don't know.
No.
He said y'all next up on the list.
No, let me tell you this. It won't happen. He's talking shit. It won't happen because, first of all, it's not going to happen at all for the simple fact is like, Americans don't like to spend money and invade an island like Cuba because that shit failed in the past. And then if you do like a full-on invasion, all the niggas is backing Cuba up like China, it's going to clap back at you. So they're not going to invade Cuba. And this was a failed invasion because all they did was take the president and this current government's still there with all the oil and shit. So this regime change was a complete failure. It shows this nigga's incompetence. Hopefully I don't get locked up for this, but it's nice knowing you know. But I know this shit because I'm not Venezuelan, obviously. There's certain intricacies I don't know about the country, but like I know what they're dealing with based off what my family dealt with in Cuba, and like what's going on there is directly tied to Cuba and shit. So them doing regime change and stuff like that, it was a failure. But like if they actually did it, that would have hurt Cuba badly because they rely on Venezuelan oil and shit. Oh yeah. So him talking shit about saying, "Oh, Cuba's next," it's just all bullshit and talk. Because
okay, well, that we can leave it on because I don't have not a dog in that fight. Listen, I don't got it in me to fight for nobody. Honestly, at this point, we all fight it out. Like it's.
Oh no, I got smoke for Latinos. That's for sure. Who don't know
amen,
shit.
amen, amen. Say man. That's y'all business.
All
But
the Latinos for Trump? Yeah, you gonna hate me.
I will vote for Donald Trump.
Am I wrong for having sympathy to my family who voted for that dickhead?
No, because you know.
unfortunately, I have to give it to I give the most grace to my aunt and shit. But I get it. It's Stockholm syndrome. Because, like, people who came from dictatorships, they gonna vote for a piece of shit like him and shit.
But why? Matter of fact, we gonna be here all night. I can't.
Oh, that's for another time.
Yeah, I can't. I just those two things don't click in my brain. But until next time. Okay. All right. Bye.